film with G. Edward Griffin. That's available. We're now carrying it. It comes out in 2 days. We'll be able to ship it in the next few days. Enemy of the State, part 2 of Camp FEMA. I'm a big part of it. And they interviewed law enforcement and other people that have been training for martial law during flu. That's just one part of the film, but the trailer we made concerning it mainly focuses on that facet. Enemy of the State, part 2 of Camp FEMA, also available at Infowars.com or by calling 888-253-3139. And every order gets a citizen rule book added into it. We've also brought back the bracelets, the little rubber bracelets that say "Don't tread on me" and Defend Freedom. Infowars.com. We'd sold out of those about 6 months ago. We ordered a bunch more, and we found a better supplier that cost half as much for us to get them made. So they're a lot less. They're a lot less, and you can get them for yourself and friends and family, bumper stickers, all of it. It's all about spreading the word, Infowars.com. Okay, guys, give me a document cam shot if you can for PrisonPlanet.tv viewers. We did go to the Herald Tribune, and we were able to find that it is on their site, but we also found a copy that was archived, and it's the day before everything changed. President Bush touched local lives. And it talks about the president strolled into the dining room at 7 p.m. after a flight aboard Air Force One. And waiter was there to make sure he got whatever he needed. And it goes on. And then buried on page 2, and it's highlighted, it says, a White House stage artist, not teachers or students, designed the childish decorations that were eventually put on the wall behind the president. At the colony, the Secret Service was getting everything secure for when the president arrived at September 10th. That included snipers and surface-to-air missiles on the roof of the Coast Guard patrolling just offshore. So this is in Florida. So when he did the little goat story and all that, all the fake decorations, it was all a set. The kids hadn't done that. And everybody kept saying, why is he standing down? I know Bush is corrupt and evil, but more and more the evidence shows he was basically out of the loop. Cheney was in command of the stand down, as Norman Panetta, the head of transportation, testified in Congress and has since done 4 other TV interviews and said, no, Cheney's lying about when we got word. We got word about 45 minutes before he says we got word, and I was there when he said the order still stands. No air defense. But this just shows how they had missiles. And I know that happens a lot, but people kept saying, well, why aren't they moving the president out? You've got planes crashing in the World Trade Center, a plane going down in Pennsylvania. Normally they would get him out of there, but he sat there for close to an hour. Just sat there while it was all unfolding on television, and the Secret Service didn't say, we have a security threat, sir. We've got to get you out of here. I mean, if there was a shooting 5 miles away in Florida that day, they would have gotten him out of there. If there was a backfire in the street by a car, they would have gotten him out of there. But that day, they sat there with the Secret Service, and now that included snipers and surface-to-air missiles on the roof of the Coast Guard patrolling just offshore. Surface-to-air. So that's surface-to-aircraft, to shoot down aircraft. Very, very interesting. September 10th, 2002, reporting on what happened a year before out of the Sarasota newspaper. So a good tip from the listener on that front. Who's up next here? Pat in Texas, you're on the air. Thanks for holding.
Hi, Alex. What I wanted to say was that I watch TV some, but I sit there and watch all of this stuff about buying things. It's totally like everything's normal. And I can't figure out if they're totally ignorant or they're just, I don't know what.
Well, they convince major corporations and others to play along with the confidence game of, if we just act confident, that'll make it better. But the problem, and to a certain extent that's true, if you had a good government, if you had good monetary policy, we wouldn't be in this position, A. But B, let's say we were in this position, we could get out of it. Not without some painful things happening, but a lot better than where we're going. But they want to keep confidence going and then say, don't worry, the central banks have a solution, a global government they control, a global currency that all other currencies are basically denominated in. And so they just want to stall till the election. Then they'll announce that the economy's a lot worse than they'd said. They're already doing it to a certain extent, but then offer you their next solution.
Yeah, but it's almost surrealistic because I've told people for God knows how many years, at least 10 to 15 years, all of this is going on. and they don't believe me because they watch TV.
Well, also,
And
things have been so good so long, it can't happen here, Pat.
I guess so, but it's hard to even convince my kids because they've been doing so well and everything.
Well, this is still a wealthy country. We've, still a lot of great things. It's just that the monetary changes being made are going to make things a lot worse. Pat, great points. Dan, Laura, Dan, Joan, others, your calls are straight ahead after this quick break. We got attorney Phil Berg popping in on Barry Soetoro, a.k.a. Barack Hussein Obama, and a lot more. PrisonPlanet.tv.
Is it really possible to get out of debt without payment plans or attorneys? 18 years ago, we developed a program that has made thousands debt-free in just 90 days. It's called Zero Debt in 90 Days, and it works for all credit card debt, medical bills, even collection lawsuits.
When I first joined, I was being sued. So I used the program methods, and after filing one piece of paper, the collection lawsuit was dismissed.
With Zero Debt in 90 days, your success is guaranteed in writing. There is no other program of its kind. Don't be alone when creditors gang up on you. Let our team of experts provide the resources to fight back and stop creditors in only 90 days, guaranteed. Prevent wage garnishments, bank levies, and stop collection calls with our proven program. Call Zero Debt in 90 days now, 800-477-9256, and ask for free information from an expert who also completed our program. 800-477-9256 or ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com. 800-477-9256 or ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com.
They helped to create a new world order.
We are part of a new world order.
A new world order based upon collective action.
Invisible Empire is a damning indictment of the globalists through their own words and documents.
The New World Order really is a tool for addressing a new world of possibilities.
It means all the world under their control.
The United Nations would take over America. The Trilateral Commission would control the world.
Invisible Empire chronicles how men of power and influence have worked in stealth for centuries to establish an oppressive world government.
I believe, first of all, that we now need nothing short of a world constitution for the global financial system.
Global governance with the establishment of the G20.
So it's going to be an inner ruling elite and then everyone else. And I got news for you. You're everyone else.
Invisible Empire. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com or watch it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Gold. It's like nothing else on Earth. From the Romans through the Renaissance, from the Industrial Age to the Space Age, gold has weathered the test of time. For 6,000 years, gold has remained the ultimate store of wealth. According to the World Gold Council and the U.S. Mint, demand is at an all-time high. The stage is being set for the reemergence of gold as the common-sense alternative to a fiat paper currency that gets weaker every day. Midas Resources is proud to offer the hard-hitting report that arms you with the truth you need to protect you and your family from the Fed's plans for your hard-earned money. Don't gamble with your future. Call Midas Resources today and ask for your free copy of As Good as Gold. Call 1-800-686-2237 for the report the Fed hopes you'll never see. As Good as Gold can be yours by calling 800-686-2237. If you have ever thought about owning gold, you must read this report. Call Midas today at 800-686-2237.
As gardeners, we can all relate.
What do you do with all of the excess food that you grow?
Freezing or canning may have been the process you've used, but the good folks at Excalibur Dehydrator have a healthy alternative to preserve the fruits of your labor. The Excalibur Dehydrator will help you preserve your fruits and vegetables quickly and easily, so you don't have to worry about premature spoiling. You can also use your Excalibur Dehydrator year-round to make delicious jerky. And the best part? The foods you dehydrate are free from excess additives, salt, and preservatives, and that's something we can all do without. To learn more and to order your very own Excalibur Dehydrator, visit drying123.com and see how the Excalibur Dehydrator can help you preserve your favorite foods.
Mention coupon code GCN and receive a free book on how to preserve your foods.
Again, that's drying123.com, drying123.com, or call 1-800-875-4254. That's 1-800-875-4254 today.
On the subject of that HeraldTribune.com story out of Sarasota, Florida, where Bush was reading to the kids on September 11th, we had found the archived copy of it. But just in case people don't believe that, we were able to get into the Herald Tribune's archive and find it. No, there it is directly from their site, complete with a Six Flags ad. The day before everything changed, President Bush touched locals' lives. And it talks about surface-to-air anti-aircraft missiles being put up across the street from the school in case airliners were going to be used. So, nice little tidbit, thanks to a listener calling in to add to the pile. Let's go ahead, like his brother declaring martial law in Florida 2 days before, so source Associated Press. Let's talk to Dan in Ohio. Dan, you're on the air. Thanks for holding.
Hi, Alex. How are you doing?
Pretty good, sir.
Hey, second-time caller. First time I helped start the state's activation group with New Hampshire's legislation that was passed. But the reason I'm calling in today is this is kind of a question that was directed towards Robert Kiyosaki. I know he's not on yet. But there's a lot of talk here in our networks about the Iraqi dinar, about using the dinar as an investment tool. And they're promising people, or not really promising, but saying with the reevaluation of the dinar that there could actually be a...
Yeah, I've got a lot of family that's in the military, and all of them have bought a bunch of dinars thinking that they're going to go way up.
When I watched the videos of the bankers actually explaining where you need to turn in these dinars after the reassessment of their value, they seem to be all located at Federal Reserve locations. And I'm questioning, is this a means to actually help improve the economic system by having some sense of run on the bank to go in and get your $100,000 after you invested in $100 or $1,000?
Well, tens of billions of dollars were flown in on C-130s and paid off the locals in Iraq, and they would pay off even low-level officers and then say later, hey, you took $100,000, you took $50,000 in U.S. dollars, you better keep your mouth shut when investigators come in here. It's a way to corrupt everybody. But I don't think the investment, I don't know what it is, by military personnel in dinars, I don't even know if it's going to go up. I think it was a speculative thing. But if it does, that is a weird way to, raise some money for the troops, and usually the government doesn't want to do that unless it's to corrupt them. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I can't imagine how that would cause a run on the bank if troops go in and turn in their dinars.
No, this isn't, Alex, this isn't for the troops. This is running through all our social networks, all the MLM networks. I've never seen something explode so quickly. People are just throwing their money in, buying Iraqi dinars, and supposedly the story is it's supposed to reevaluate by the end of the month. And people are saying they're going to turn in their small investment into $100,000.
Well, I know that started with the military, and it just sounds like. I mean, I'll tell you, I haven't invested, but I got a few family members who were in Iraq, and they bought some. I don't think it was a lot, and I know I remember hearing about this 5 years ago. When they got some, they put it in a safety deposit box, hoping it goes up. I mean, I don't know. I think we're going to find out soon, though.
Yes. I mean, MSNBC was actually commentators physically holding up dinars, saying, yes, I've bought my dinars. This was just recently. So if anyone wants to investigate it, you simply have to research dinars, Google dinars. The other quick question I have for you is Nasera. We have a lot of people talking in
not real.
About
not real.
Not real at all.
Yeah, the National Restabilization Act, I've been hearing about it for 15 years. It's made up, and they get all these people to invest in the false reality that secretly the government's good, everything's been reorganized, everything's fine. It's kind of like Christians are told we're about to be raptured, so don't fight corruption. And it's just totally false. And we're always hearing, they're going to announce next month Nasera, and it never happens. It's a complete baloney.
Complete scam.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of well-meaning idiots out promoting it, but it's not real.
Okay. All right, thanks.
But, I mean, as they reorganize the country and other nations into this police state, I can see them saying, oh, look, it's the reorganization. We're free. I mean, it's like all these stories you hear about. There's a guy in London, he's got $100 billion, but the government took it from him, and if you'll just invest with him, when he gets the $100 billion, you'll get part of it. It's basically like a bigger, more blown up, gargantuan version of those Nigeria emails you get. And everybody gets them where, oh,